Hello everyone and welcome to this installment of Photo Finds. This week is for September 30th, 2014. I'm your host, Nick Russo. Let's go ahead and begin. This week we are stopping by and checking in on Halloween Horror Nights 2014, Halloween Horror Nights 24 at Universal Orlando. We're getting started over here at the Bayou of Blood area. Now, this is the section out front of the Cafe La Bamba, as you can see, over across from the horror makeup show. So it's somewhat the Bayou of Blood area. Some would consider it, some would not. Now, these barrels out here are... They're not new to the event. These were over by the Purge scare zone, in the Purge scare zone. So they've been moved over here, and we will talk about why in a moment. But these are new. Taking a look at some of the characters over here. Now, it seems that early on in the night, these characters, these kind of demon-like creatures, are walk-around characters, but as the night progresses, when the sun sets, they go up on stilts. At least some of them, anyway. Another look at one of these barrel displays over here. Now, like I said, they were over in New York as part of the Purge scare zone, but they have since been relocated over here, and they have some of these like voodoo markings and details on them. It's another one of those characters. Very cool. I think we've seen characters like this in the past, though. These kind of demon-like characters. I remember them from 2005, if I'm not mistaken. Over here to the Face-Off in the Flesh scare zone. Taking a look at it while the sun is still up. The Scarecrow here. And each of these characters over here in the Face-Off scare zone kind of have their own henchmen. It's about four henchmen, I would say, per character, so about 20 in all, about 25 characters in all, every 45 minutes in the Face-Off scare zone. So the Scarecrow has his scarecrows, and this kind of werewolf-looking gentleman here has his guys that walk around. The pirate has his guys. I'm not really sure what the story behind this character was. A snake, and just looks like a restraint here. Couldn't really follow the story too much, and it's not very much explained. Here's another one of those henchmen, walk-around characters. This platform was vacant at this particular time. Perhaps it was like 30 minutes into the event on this night, so I would imagine maybe this character was still in makeup. There's another walk-around character for that platform, even though the main character wasn't on the platform. The characters' henchmen, walk-around characters, were still present. Now we're back over here in the Bayou of Blood area, just getting a look at the stage. Now what we've learned is the sacrifice show that was going on every hour when the event opened has since been taken away. Right now what they're saying is that it is postponed indefinitely. There have been reports of the show being maybe a little bit too violent and disturbing, so I guess they put the show on hiatus, for worse or for better. It's a pretty interesting concept, but the shed still remains as scenery, and it's still a nice place. So my guess is maybe those barrels that they have out now are just kind of to make up for the fact that that show isn't there, so maybe they're just adding some more details. But the shed acts as kind of a source for atmospheric smoke and fog and all that. And the props still remain there as they have been from the beginning. Heading over to the Purge scare zone, over here by Nazerman's, they relocated the signs. They took them out from the street and put them up on the sidewalk. My guess is for safety reasons. Maybe people were tripping over the sandbags there. Just getting a look at some of the props that they have out here on the street. They move both this dumpster and the sign that you can see in the background. Those aren't there during the day. They move them out from backstage for the event specifically. Getting a look at some of the characters in the area. They do a very well job of bringing the movie to life here, and they even go to extensive playing scenes from the movie in the Macy's window here. They have their chainsaws. This is where you're going to find chainsaws for the event. So from what I could see, there was no a chainsaw drill team this year. I could be wrong about that, but you could find chainsaws over here in the Purge. This is the area where those barrels that are now in Bayou of Blood This is where they started over here next to Gramercy Park, in front of these apartment buildings here. They're no longer there. And here's that Volkswagen Beetle up on its back two wheels, crashed into the barricade. It's acting as another atmospheric fog element. Now they're doing a cast change here, so this is where the Purge cast goes backstage. You can see the Hogwarts Express in the background. So they head back there into their break room. Heading into Halloween here, I just wanted to get a shot of the wait time. This is literally 10 or 15 minutes after annual pass holders were entered in. So this is early park admission. The event hasn't even opened yet, and it's already up to a 45-minute wait. It sprung up to a 90-minute wait about a half an hour after that. So Halloween is getting a lot of popularity this year. This is the facade. As it should, though. It's a great house. Obviously, I didn't take any pictures inside. You really can't, but take my word for it, or go find out for yourself. It's a great, great house. The Midway is back over here in front of the main stage of Universal, right across from the Monsters Cafe. So they have a few games, not many, I think 3 or 4. And here's a look up at the prizes that you can get. Over on the right, some minions all mummified, and to the left, some gremlins. I believe the gremlins are new this year. This is the line for The Walking Dead that they have out here, queuing around out front of the main stage. And right now, it just looked like they were advertising for a frequent Fear Pass, but I guess they have some trivia up here for The Walking Dead. That's what the report has been from others. I didn't see it myself, but that's the case, apparently. Mel's Drive-In has its usual Halloween makeover, transformed into Mel's Die-In. Just wanted to get a shot of Transformers to give you an idea of the wait times. Just like always, the wait times for the rides at Halloween Horror Nights usually aren't too bad. Transformers is sitting still at a 10 pretty much the entire night, and that's pretty much true for all attractions. Just wanted to get a few shots of the Purge at night. This sign is one of the main attention grabbers as you enter into the Purge scare zone. So, blessed be our founding fathers, enjoy the Purge. And a few shots of the mannequins that they have laying out here as victims of the Purge. Shot at the Rocky Horror Picture Show sign. This, of course, is the show that takes place over on the Beetlejuice stage. Beetlejuice still happens during the day, but Rocky Horror takes over at night. And here's a shot of London, the London waterfront out here. Now, when Horror Nights first started this year, they kind of had the normal nighttime lights for London and the normal music even, but since I believe just this past week they kind of switched over to a more ominous look for the London area. They changed the music as well. I just wanted to get a shot of this light here. This is something that Horror Nights has been using for a very long time. It's not exclusive to Horror Nights, but this effect with shining lights in your faces. For this example here, they weren't trying to distract guests to get a scare or anything. This is just kind of the mood they go for in a lot of the areas of the park, shining this light in your face through some fog. It's a cool effect, though. They've been doing it for years. I like it. Shot up at the Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure sign. Didn't get any pictures from the show itself. Now we're heading out, but I wanted to get a few shots of the Face-Off Scare Zone at night. Mainly because they did a cast change now, so instead of the 5 characters that I showed you before, we're getting a look at 5 different characters, and they change every 45 minutes. So instead of a scarecrow, we're seeing this Pumpkinhead actress here. Instead of that werewolf gentleman, we're getting a look at this lady here, a different character entirely. The sets remain the same, but the characters change. Instead of the pirate, we're getting a look at this kind of, I'd say, mermaid? I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, the character stories are kind of vague in some ways. This witch character over here instead of that snake-bound character. And then finally coming to this kind of godlike character over here on the last and final platform, heading out of Horror Nights. Alright folks, that is going to do it for this week in Photo Finds, this installment for September 30th, 2014. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Nick Russo, and until next week, have fun guys. Bye.